fans, this match is sanctioned by the wXw Championship Board of Directors, represented by the chairman, Mr. Christian Michael Jacobi. When the bell rings, the man in charge of all the action happening in and outside the ring will be the head referee of wXw, the man from Vienna, Switzerland, Mr. Tassilo Jung. This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it's for the wXw Unified World Wrestling Championship. Let me present to you first the challenger, the man to my right, hailing from the Isle of Sheppey, Kent, England. Standing 6 feet tall, he weighs 13.5 stone, representing Team Suplex. It is his first match since finishing the G1 Climax, and he is the first ever wXw Unified World Wrestling Champion, Zack Sabre Jr.
Unexpected start to this match. Rico Bushido, our main event, is off and running in surprising fashion. Absolute Andy showing Zack Sabre Jr. just who the Eagle is in wXw.
To quote Rocky, I didn't hear no bell. Is this match officially underway?
I don't think. Tassilo Young has just told our referee, our ring announcer Thomas Steven, that the match has not officially started yet. He said hold off on the bell. That is what I read from his body language.
Match has to start in the ring, of course.
And it cannot start with a shot like that before the bell is even rung. So this is...
Well, this match is off to an interesting start, and it's not surprisingly so, Alan, because we've seen this smart strategizing by our current champion, Absolute Andy. We've seen that for months and months now. Actually, ever since he double-crossed Marius Alani, he's turned a new page. It's like he's become a new man. It's like all those years of wrestling, all those years of grinding week in and week out have come to a head, and it has spawned a very, very smart super wrestler.
But look at this.
Super wrestler.
Look how the tables have turned on that super wrestler. And that brings me to the point I was planning on starting this match with before Andy interrupted me with his super kick. And that was...
Super smart kick.
Super smart kick. That was that this may be the most interesting on paper title match we've ever had in wXw, because you have two super smart, super sneaky when they want to be wrestlers going for this championship. They are polar opposites in so many ways.
Absolutely,
Andy, the alpha male that wants to be the biggest guy in the room.
Oh, yeah.
Zack, the vegan with the sharp tongue, who's not afraid to cut anyone down. These two will not back down from each other in an argument, never mind a wrestling match.
They're in completely different physical shapes right now. I mean, Zack Sabre Jr. moves around like a serpent, while Absolute Andy is a super heavyweight. It's going to be very, very hard for Zack Sabre Jr. to get a big man such as Absolute Andy in all those holes, and all those many holes, I have to say.
Well, he's not going to be able to get him in many holes out here amongst the fans. I'm just begging Zack to prove me wrong there with that one, haven't I?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I already see him go for the wrist. Look at that, look at that. Did he hear you, Alan? Did he hear you? Because he is proving you wrong right now.
And keep in mind, we still do not have a bell. This is more Andy's domain than Zack's. But Zack is, as our ring announcer noted, this is Zack's first match since the G1 Climax. He is coming off a month-long grueling schedule in Japan where he faced 9 different opponents that presented 9 different styles and 9 different sets of questions for him to answer. But I don't quite think any are quite the same as those that are brought to him by Absolute Andy.
Because, I mean, Absolute Andy wasn't in Climax, was he? You know how I know that? Because he didn't win it. That's how I know that.
Absolute Andy was probably sitting at home with his feet up and a cigar in his mouth, looking at his championship belt that he has.
Absolute Andy just went to the back to grab a chair. He went all the way to the back, took his time, grabbed the chair, allowing himself some time to recover. But Zack Sabre Jr., as Tassilo Young just took that chair away, was right there to greet him back into the action. And now we've got a nice...
Look at this, we've got a Manji Gatame on the floor after me saying that Zack might not be able to put hold on out amongst the fans. I have been well and truly proven wrong.
That's torturing a guy, right? If you've got him in an abdominal stretch and you just put those knuckles where the kidneys and the ribs are, oh, it hurts.
Andy changed the momentum though fast with the hell stab there. That was one of the things when the crowd are amongst you, when you're amongst the crowd, you can kind of catch your opponent blindsided if they might lose sight of you with all the fans in between you.
And that was the bell!
There we have it. Now the match is officially underway, and it begins as the pre-match started with Absolute Andy's foot on Zack Sabre Jr.'s face.
Close fist there by Absolute Andy. Close fist, of course, legal for Westside Extreme Wrestling. And of course, that's another thing that Absolute Andy will use to his advantage. This is a thinking man's wrestler. Of course, a cigar. Of course, a couple of slippers. Put your feet up and think about what you're going to do to your opponent first. Excellent, excellent strategist. Andy came to fight.
Rico, the question I have for you is, with the way both these guys wrestle, where they're normally the ones who are confounding their opponents and frustrating their opponents, whether it's Andy with his cheating and his sneaky style, as our colleague Jeremy Graves would say, or whether it's Zack Sabre Jr. with his trickery of maneuvers in the ring, who is likely to frustrate the other first in this match?
I don't know. Every time you say Jeremy, I think about the story you told me today about him and Big Damo rushing through an airport like a herd of stampeding buffalo. So, excuse me if I did not hear your question completely. Could you please repeat it?
Oh, Rico, I basically just want to know who you think is will it be Zack's technical skills to frustrate Andy? Because despite what we saw on Shotgun, Andy, he said he's the greatest technical wrestler. We all know he's no technical wrestler.
That's just the mind game.
Will it be Zack who frustrates Andy with the technical wrestling, or will it be Andy who can frazzle Zack with his sneaky style?
Let me ask you this. Do you really think that Andy is not expecting Zack Sabre Jr. to expect him to know what Zack Sabre Jr. is doing?
I feel like we're going through the looking glass. Rico with this. This is a crafted an enigma.
That was just a normal question in my world. And through the looking glass, indeed, Alan.
As interesting a match as we can have for this title, there's so much revolving around what these two guys do in the ring that could just, it's like a game of chess where you have two players with two completely different strategies, and you've seen how it will unfold, but it's a lot more physical than a game of chess.
Look at Zack now trying to get under the skin of Absolute Andy. He knows Andy loves mind games. Okay, let's play a couple of mind games. You know what? I'm just gonna pick on you. You know, I'm just gonna hurt you a little bit. Just try and annoy him. Try to get underneath Andy's skin.
And bully Andy. Zack likes to bully his opponents. Andy likes to bully his opponents.
Look at him. Annoying and frustrating. Putting the hurt on him now. Going right back to that wrist. Taking the control over that wrist. And look at Andy. Almost announcing to the crowd that he knows a way out. But that cost him. Look at him again. Zack is right there. Well, best technical wrestler in the world. I don't think. Was I speaking too fast?
Well, I think one thing is clear, judging by this crowd response. The one thing that is crystal clear about this match is that the crowd are very much behind Zack Sabre Jr. and want to see a new champion crowned tonight.
I got the chance to catch up with Andy for Unwind with Rico, which will be on wXw now very, very soon. And I wanted to ask him about his technical ability. And before I knew it, he grabbed me in a headlock.
Rico, look at this. I've never seen anyone defend a sharpshooter like this.
Well, you know what? Zach is one of those guys. He can fight from the bottom.
One more attempt.
Does Andy know what he is doing?
And again, Zach.
Does Andy know where he's looking? From the guard. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style. Attacking Andy from the guard. And this could be it. Oh no, Andy's got the ropes. Did you see that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style? Fighting from the bottom, fighting from your guard, sucking your opponent in, luring him towards you, and then going for the kill. That's what Zack Sabre Jr. is all about, Alan.
And Andy played his game, and it played right into the hands of the technical wizard, the British flag bearer of Suzuki Gun.
Did you see that punt? That punt right to the hamstring?
Well placed punt to the hamstring.
Do you know, Alan, that if your hamstring just tears an inch, that you will not be able to continue this match? I've been there. You will not be able to walk on it.
It's like a gunshot, I believe. When your hamstring goes, you go down.
Absolutely.
But speaking of gunshots, that sounded like one. Andy's chop reverberating around the walls of the Martala.
And Zack went down indeed. Look, Zack is just rattled. That just took the air out of his chest. That just took the air out of his lungs. And now Andy is going to do some bullying. Tossing Zack Sabre Jr. outside. Andy in hot pursuit. You do not want to know what's going to come next because Andy actually looks upset with Zack.
Clearly, Andy feels that he is best served having this match take place outside the ring. He's not exactly in friendly territory when he's amongst these fans, but I think their hatred fuels him a little bit, Rico.
Absolutely. These guys have known each other for years. Just because Zack Sabre Jr. is an international star now, do not forget where he comes from. He has very, very strong roots here at wXw. And Zack Sabre Jr. returned to wXw in amazing fashion, beating both Lucky Kid and Walter in the middle of the ring. The first ever unified World Wrestling Champion has become a global superstar, collecting huge success everywhere he goes out.
Yeah, we mentioned the G1, but he has represented New Japan Pro Wrestling in the US as well, a big part of their shows in California. He'll be going back there at the end of the month again.
See what I did there? Did you hear what I did there? You said California, I went west side. Where's that outdated?
Rico, I was leaving that one to you.
Yeah, might be outdated.
I am not, no matter how many documentaries I watch, I am not well enough up on my East Coast, West Coast beef. So I'm going to have to leave that one aside.
You just watch wrestling documentaries.
Yeah, I can talk about that backbreaker from Andy. That was a beautiful backbreaker, sending Zack outside the ring.
You see, Alan, I'm pretty sure that during the entire G1 Climax, Zack Sabre Jr. did not receive a backbreaker like that.
Well, I've always thought that Andy's backbreaker is, like, we talked about Andy as not being a great technical wrestler, and it's true, he's not. But he is a great wrestler, and he has maneuvers, power maneuvers, strength maneuvers, like that backbreaker, which are applied so perfectly and do so much damage. This guy is not the unified World Wrestling Champion for nothing. He hits like a ton of bricks. He slams you to the point that when you hit the mat or you hit his knee like Zack did in that case, you will feel it for a long time, and you can hear the guttural scream of Zack as he hit the canvas on that suplex.
That was a hard side suplex. You know that you know what? Absolute Andy really earned my respect during Shortcut to the Top where it was 38 degrees Celsius inside of the building, and he just fought Ilya Dragunov, a much lighter opponent, toe to toe. That match lasted almost 25 minutes.
Zack, it's the tornado DDT, showing he too has great conditioning and can go a long time. But Andy's cardio is deceiving. He has a gas tank that will last a long time.
Oh, he's got a gas tank, all right.
As you said, he proved it in that match, in that heat against Ilya. And he's going to have to prove it again. This is another hot building, and he is being dragged into deep waters by Zack.
Absolutely, it is still the European summer of 2018, one that will go into the books as one of the hottest ever. Speaking of hot, Zack almost won the championship over here.
Picture perfect Northern Light suplex. The bridge, Rico, was a thing of beauty. On the tippy toes, on the base of the head. Zack, perfection.
Zack is deceivingly strong. Like that, he's favoring his back.
Technique is so perfect, and he doesn't need to use too much strength because he's got such good technique. As you said, he is still favoring that back, and he did damage, and that will be an Achilles heel for Zack for the rest of this match.
And Andy now being wrapped up like a present by the man whose style, whose technique is so fluent, so solid. Of course, Andy cannot hold a candle to that. Andy has different weapons in his arsenal, but right now, the absolute one, the champ, is on his back. He is on defense as he is being contorted in ways that he has never been contorted before by the technical wizard, Zack Sabre Jr.
Andy hoists him up, letting the blood rush to the head, and then depositing Zack down hard on the canvas. Andy getting control of this match as the crowd again try to rally behind Zack, get him back to his feet, and get him to potentially be the Unified World Wrestling Champion once again.
Talk about stamina, Alan. How about this crowd? I mean, they have been with us from the first hold, from the first bell. They have been screaming and yelling on their feet. And can you blame them? Because the action tonight has been nothing short of spectacular. The tag team match between Monster Consulting and JFK, and of course the tag team match that we just witnessed. How incredible was that match between Rincon and David Starr and Ilya Dragunov? And this has only been the first night of Fan 2018, Alan.
Doing it all again in Overhausen tomorrow. Make sure you check that out when it drops to wXw next.
Superplex on the big man by Zack Sabre Jr.
And he hit the ground hard, and he is in the middle of the ring. If Zack could just drape an arm over him, he might have the title in his grasp.
But did it take its toll on Zack Sabre Jr. as well, who is now favoring both his neck and his lower back? This guy has been through hell for the past couple of weeks. He's fought some of the toughest opponents the world has ever seen, and now he's in there, doing it again against the wXw Unified World Wrestling Champion, Absolute Andy, the veteran, the Eagle. Yeah, because he is the Eagle. He knows how to drop people. Look at him.
Zack looking for the man you got to me again. The octopus stretch. No. Fireman's position. We know what's coming next.
F-no. Guillotine now by Zack. And Andy now trying to use his power to get out of these maneuvers.
Rico, talk about the factor of the sweat at this point, how slippery it is. How difficult does that make it?
Oh my God!
How difficult is that for Zack to apply his submissions at this point?
How difficult is it for a guy who is 125 kilograms to do something like that?
The Hurricanrana from Andy, the Frankensteiner, was so impressive, but equally was that PK to the heart from Zack Sabre Jr. It might be difficult for him to apply submissions at this point in the night, but he is certainly able to throw that PK with all the force in the world. We saw Zack when he entered the ring, kicking the turnbuckles, and Rico, we looked at each other in amazement at how hard it was, and Andy just felt that strength of that kick in his chest.
Unbelievable, and I know something about kicks. I know something about low kicks. And I mean, he stepped in the ring, and we just looked at each other as he just let a couple of them rip on those turnbuckle pads. I'm surprised they're still attached.
What about these strikes now? It feels like part of a mano-a-mano battle of one-upsmanship.
Well, Zack didn't want to stay there long. Man, those kicks are devastating.
Yeah, look at this, Zack getting a little bit cocky.
This is taunting. This is taunting him. This is getting underneath his skin. These are the mind games. This keeps on going. But how do you bully a professional bully?
Oh, there's
now he's got it. Now he's got it. He's sinking it in deep. He is sinking it in deep.
Rico, what we saw there was Zack Sabre Jr. letting his concentration slip. His arrogance got the better of him that time, and Andy was able to apply the hold that he was not able to apply earlier. The sharpshooter, the scorpion deadlock, the Sorigatame, whatever you want to call it, it has Zack Sabre Jr. in a whole world of trouble right now.
Zack Sabre Jr. very confident, but one must ask himself, sometimes, confidence is not always your best friend, because it can lead to your downfall if you're not careful.
Zack has never had a confidence problem, and sometimes not having a confidence problem can be a problem in and of itself, and that is the problematic situation that Zack finds himself in now. But where is Andy going? Maybe Andy is now letting his concentration slip. He's got the bell.
He's got the bell. Wait. He's going to say something during this match.
You see, this is Andy's ego getting the better of him now.
Wait, what? Oh no, he's going to hit him with that. No. wXw head official Tassilo Young was right there to stop. Oh, and this is smart wrestling because.
Oh, look at it.
Turn around, Tass, turn around. This could be a bridge. Two. We've got a new Joe. No.
The European clutch so close to the double ace, spinebuster. There's the sharpshooter again,
but he doesn't have him in the middle of the rope. There's still a way. We know Zack is a contortionist. We know how far his body can bend. That's further than the normal person. But you've got a 125-kilogram monster sitting on your lower back. Where do you go? And now the veteran has got the awareness to bring him all the way to the middle of the ring. I do not see a chance for. Oh! Never say never, Alan.
Zack Sabre Jr. showing the resilience and the toughness that won him 16 karat gold 2016.
F5, no.
Bicycle kick to the elbow.
Second time in this match. Andy has tried to go to the F5. Second time that it failed. Low blow. Referee was right there. The referee saw it. No.
Zack catches the arm.
And that's why the referee gives him some leeway.
Zack blocked the low blow and is now stretching Andy out. But Andy makes it to the rope. An interesting point, Rico, if I can bring it up. Zack, so used to the last few weeks, the last few months, wrestling in the larger rings for New Japan Pro Wrestling, where opponents have to go further to get a rope break. Andy with a shorter distance to travel to get the rope break there, and that was Zack's downfall.
He's an eagle. He's got a huge wingspan. What do you expect?
Yes, he does. It's going to be hard to submit him. Zack's submissions it's not going to be easy with as sweaty as they are, and with Andy's wingspan for getting to these ropes. It's going to be tough to tell.
His body is huge and thick, and he is strong. It's going to be hard indeed, Alan. But Zack knows if there is a way Zack knows how to find it.
And we saw him find a way outside the submissions with the Zack driver, his new move that he debuted recently.
Speaking of a driver, that's it, 1, 2, go! We almost saw the eagle retain. We almost, it was just a split second away from retaining.
It was an impact maneuver from Andy, not Zack, which very nearly ended this match. And now Andy to the top rope, unusual territory.
Elbow drop, oh my God, Zack just caught him with that. Oh my God.
Zack was
Trapped him in that armbar from the top rope. Imagine the wherewithal, the ring awareness. Zack Sabre Jr. Another F5 now.
Fujiwara, and now he's got the arm strap. He could be looking for the chin break special.
Oh, no way to get out of this. There is no way to get out of this. All the limbs.
He's stretching all the limbs.
Reiner Ringer is there trying to revive Tassilo Young. And Zack has got Andy, and I believe Andy is submitting right now, but is he submitting?
Zack's just going to keep stretching him. Zack's just going to keep stretching him. If he keeps him in this power...
No, wait, the referee called something. Reiner is going to tell them... Reiner is now going to tell the ring announcer what the decision of Tassilo Young was, and I believe this could result in this could very well, Zack is trying to prevent it, but this could very well result in a disqualification. No! Reiner restarting the match.
Rico, he's going for the Zack driver. Over that, he reverses.
That's the power advantage. 1, 2, 3, the Eagle retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, and still the wXw Unified World Wrestling Champion, Absolute Andy!
Absolute Andy proves himself once again to be one step ahead of the competition. It does not matter who they are. Andy seems to have an answer, and he walked out of their Markala, the champ once again.